So we're back at it. We had a good workout last night, and obviously the guys are off today, and so a lot of work and preparation and film study, and looking forward to a good week of preparation and get ready for Texas Tech.
Coach, speaking of Texas Tech, I mean, they have the most passes by far in the Big 12 with a young secondary. I mean, so far, how have you seen your secondary kind of improve and ready for a challenge like that?
They're getting a little better each week. I mean, we're a long ways away from being a finished product for sure, but I'm pleased with the progress that we're making defensively. We have young linebackers, just like a young secondary, and we played pretty well. We came up a couple big plays last game, but overall they're coming along. This will be a different challenge this week. This team is throwing it 60-ish times a game, and so it's a different look for our defense. Last week we played a group that was, more power running, misdirection passing, play action passing. These guys are going to play fast. They're going to spread out. They're going to throw it 60 times, try to get the ball out in the flat. So, your question is valid, and it's a little bit different approach this week.
Mike, how much of a weapon is your depth, especially on that defensive line, when you think like you may have to rush a passer 60 times a game?
Yeah, that's always going to be important. Good news is we really don't have anybody playing more than 42, 43 snaps a game, which is really good. We'd like to keep it that way. And if you get in a game where we could very well have 100 plays on both sides of the ball from the standpoint of we play fast, they play fast. So that depth could be important.
How familiar are you with Joey McGuire?
Well, I bumped into him when he was a high school coach. Obviously, when we recruited players at his school, they always had 6 or 8 players at his school every year, and so I've run into him down there. But other than that, haven't crossed paths with him any at all.
What's it like facing a guy that, I mean, you don't have a whole lot of reference in terms of that type of stuff because he hasn't been at the college level for a really long time?
Oh, not a lot. Offensively and defensively, we've got several games, and just like they have on us. So in most cases, coaches are going to prepare based on what they've seen and try to avoid chasing ghosts. Sometimes I get a feel for head coaches based on experience and what you're talking about. And like we've talked about the last couple weeks, guys that want to roll the dice on 4th downs and guys that want to play field position, just a little bit different personality. Defensive head coaching thought compared to an offensive head coach thought. So don't know a lot about him yet. Seems to want to go for quite a few 4th downs. But other than that, not really a feel for much.
Last time.
Oh, go ahead.
Last time you were involved with high school football, you were in high school. He doesn't make the move to college until he's in his 40s. You spent all your professional career coaching college ball. Can you imagine the advantage and disadvantage of those paths?
I think there's some advantages to it. He's seen the other side. I think that they have advantages in recruiting based on they can communicate with high school coaches, and I think at times high school coaches can say, hey, you've been here, or I've been there, I know what you're going through. He was at Baylor for a couple years or so, however, I'm not sure how many years before he went to Tech. And I think there's some points in both ways there, but I know that in the end, football's football. The adjustments of managing a big operation and the other side of the recruiting will be different. I'm guessing in high school you deal with the principal, you deal with the school board, you deal with the superintendent, and I deal with the athletic director, the president, and the board of regents, so there's some similarities there. But he's done well. They did well at Baylor, and then obviously he's off to a good start at Tech.
Coach, kind of going back to Texas Tech in the defensive line, but they have another huge guy, Tyree Wilson, 6'6", 275 off the edge. After dealing with Baylor's Ika, do you feel prepared for him?
We never get enough practice getting ready for those guys. They're doing a good job rushing the passer. I watched 2 games on them this morning, and I don't know if I was ready to see that. But they pressured Kansas State and Texas both. They made some plays on them. The Kansas State quarterback runs around and makes a bunch of plays and can avoid it. But they do a good job with pressure. So, we'll see a different defense this week like we did on offense. This is a blitzing. They're going to come after us. They're going to blitz. They're going to stunt. They're going to twist. They're going to drop. They're going to rush 3. They're going to rush 4. They're going to bring safeties. They're going to roll coverage. They're going to do a lot of different things to try to pressure us. And we have to get ready for lots of pressure and lots of blitzing. Versus last week, that's not what we saw at all. So you get 2 completely different concepts on both sides of the ball against these guys. And they have done a good job, in my opinion, of rushing the quarterback.
Were you surprised? I got through a quarter and a half last night of their defense, and I called Wyatt Thompson, K-State's play-by-play guy. I said, give me a precursor. How much different stuff did they do? And Wyatt goes, they do the kitchen sink. He said, he's been around this a long time like Dave has. He said, I don't think I've ever seen a defense do so many different things inside one ball game.
Well, his background is that way. He's done that for a while. Yeah. He's been around a long time. He's a smart football coach, does a lot of things, and just different philosophies, right? Aranda wants to play this front, this way, this gap, this coverage, and this is what I'm going to do. And you're getting a variety of a lot of stuff from him, and he wants to blitz and pressure, and that's what he's going to do in this game. He's going to come after you, and he's going to do it from a lot of different ways. There's times guys get cut loose when you do that, but it's just a different philosophy, and he's going to certainly go the opposite of what we just saw on Saturday.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.